So good afternoon, one and all present here. My name is Aryan Darad, and I'm a third year BTech student at IIT Gandhinagar of Computer Science and Engineering. On behalf of the institute, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this JEE Open House 2023 for BTech in Computer Science and Engineering and BTech in Artificial Intelligence. During this open house session, which is exclusively focused on computer science and artificial intelligence, we aim to provide you with a glimpse of what these programs at IIT Gandhinagar have to offer. We strongly believe that this session will be useful not only for those who are interested in these disciplines, but also for students who are considering other programs at IIT Gandhinagar. At IIT Gandhinagar, we strongly promote an interdisciplinary approach and encourage students to pursue their interests from their chosen field. We hope that this session will give you valuable insight into why IIT Gandhinagar will be the best fit for you if you are keen on pursuing CS or AI. Towards the end of the session, we will be happy to answer any questions or queries you may have, which you can ask through the chat. To begin with the session, we have Professor Anirban Das Gupta, who will give you an overview of computer science discipline at IIT Gandhinagar.
Thank you, Aryan, and welcome everybody to this recording. So we hope you're going to get a good glimpse of the computer science and AI programs through this small recording that we have. So first of all, here's the cast of characters that you will meet. Actually, you will meet much more than this set of people because, as Aryan pointed out, the discipline boundaries in IIT Gandhinagar of the different disciplines are quite fluid, right? And so you will almost surely interact with people of many different disciplines. But here's a computer science group of faculty, and just to elaborate on the research interests, let me go to the research interest slide, Aryan. So their research interests range over a number of important and relevant topics, and I have just grouped some of the research threads in here into three of the broad categories. The first is theory and algorithms. Professor Bireshwar, Professor Neildhara, Professor Balgopal, they work on, and Professor Manoj, they work on various questions related to the theory of computer science, the computational social choice, different models of computation, as well as different algorithms in the including algorithms in the dynamic and streaming setting, where the input is changing slightly and you want to sort of quickly adapt to this changing input. Next comes machine learning, which is everybody's favorite topic of the day, and Professor Mayank, Professor Nipun, myself, Anirban, and Professor Shanmuga, where we work on various questions, as well as Professor Yogesh to some extent. We work on various questions related to deep learning, computer vision, natural language processing, specifically natural language processing for resource-poor Indian languages, resource-efficient machine learning, computational cognitive science. That's what Professor Krishna works on, as well as sensor networks and computational sustainability. Basically, how we could infer various environmental quantities, such as the air quality index, based on a distributed set of sensors that are such that each of them are not very expensive. Next comes the systems group of researchers, Professor Shobhik, Professor Samir, Professor Yogesh, and Professor Abhishek. They work on various questions related to a language-based security, formal methods of verification and security, software-defined networking, cloud computing, software testing and maintenance, as well as various questions related to brain-computer inferences and HCI. That's Professor Yogesh. Next slide, please, Aryan. So basically, you will, whatever be a research interest, you will almost surely be able to delve into it deeply and go to the very frontiers of it if you work with these professors in semester-long projects, as well as in the various course projects that you have options for. So now I'll invite Professor Mayank to give a brief description about the common courses for the BTech program, as well as the discipline specifics.
Thanks, Anirban, for the introduction. So I'll first of all talk about the common courses for any of the BTech program at IIT Gandhinagar, and then I'll talk in specific about the BTech CSE program. So we'll first talk about like how does the general curriculum looks like. So a general curriculum contains courses which are in two baskets. One is called the institute basket and the other is called the discipline basket. And within institute, there are some set of mandatory courses, and then within and some optional courses, of course, and then within the discipline also you have some mandatory courses and some optional courses. So this slide presents the list of courses that you're going to do under this institute bucket. Okay, so there are courses from humanities and social sciences. There are courses from basic science and mathematics. There are several courses on physical educational perspectives, right? So this is not just kind of a jogging around like that, and you will be evaluated based on that. So it is also based on some of the physical activities that you carry in day-to-day life. So it could be just like you dancing. So maybe you will be evaluated based on your daily dancing activities. Okay, then we have some set of mandatory courses for all the BTech students. So this includes courses like computing, data center computing, probability statistics, and data visualization. And then we have courses like design, innovation, prototyping, principles and applications of electrical engineering, the word of engineering, materials for the future, biology for engineers, matter and energy. Right. So if you see this list of mandatory courses, the first three are actually the programming courses, and the rest other courses are very diverse set of courses which every student has to take. So it is not just about that every engineer has to learn programming, but it is also about different aspects of the engineering that they have to be well versed with. So along with these set of mandatory courses, there are several options for open electives. So open electives are again some other set of courses which students are free to choose from. Next slide. And in this slide, we talk about some discipline-specific courses. So again, in case of discipline-specific courses, you have two options. One are the set of the mandatory courses, and the other set of courses are the optional courses. So here, if you see all the courses that are mentioned here comes under the mandatory list. So you have a course like the data structures and algorithm. You have discrete mathematics, theory of computing. So the first three courses belong to the theory bucket. Then we have a course digital system, computer organization and architecture, operating systems, computer networks, software tools and techniques lab. So these 5 courses comes under the system basket. And then the next two, the foundations of AI and the introduction to data science, these two are AI ML specific courses. So these are the set of mandatory courses which you have to take in your BTech CSE program. And then the rest of the courses, then again, equal number of courses you have to also opt as a discipline elective. So you have to choose from a large set of courses as your elective courses. And this is all part of your 4-year BTech CSE program. Next slide. We also have the dual degree program. So this is called BTech plus MTech dual degree CSE program. This is a 5-year integrated course. So here, of course, since you'll be staying for 1 more year, so the credit requirement is more. It is all the BTech credit requirement plus 72 additional credits. Among these 72 additional credits, that means you have to do some more courses, and then you also have to invest a large amount of time on writing a research thesis. So, and then again, there is a possibility of branch change. So suppose like you have in the beginning, you are part of this BTech dual degree program and you want to branch change to some other program or to some other discipline. So all these possibilities are always there. This is a very, very flexible program. There is the thesis defense at the end of this program. Yes, it is there. And then you are also eligible for a fellowship in your 5th year. So this fellowship will be par as we give it to all the MTech students. So starting from your 9th semester and 9th and 10th, you are going to get the fellowship as per the government rules. Okay, so over to Shanmuga. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would like to present the specific courses which are described as mandatory or core courses for the artificial intelligence program, which is the new BTech program we are starting this year. So it has a set of courses listed here, which are in 3 buckets. So first 3 courses, data structures and algorithms 1, theory of computing and mathematical foundations, are theory heavy courses. They are in the theory bucket. And the next 4 courses, signal systems and random process, control systems, digital systems, computer organization and architecture, form the systems core. And then the next 4 courses, AI software tools and techniques, foundations of AI, machine learning, and introduction to data science, they are more inclined towards this AI/ML. So we can classify the set of mandatory or core courses into these 3 buckets. What differs from the computer science is in this AI program course-wise is the fact that we are getting closer to the systems level understanding of the application of the AI algorithms, and through these 4 middle courses like the signal systems, control systems, digital systems, computer organization architecture, gives you a means to understand and apply and optimize the AI and ML algorithms, which is quite unique in this BTech degree program in AI compared to anywhere else, right? So this gives you like another thing is a byproduct of this kind of structuring is that, so you get AI/ML very heavy AI/ML basics, which form the last 4, will give you an understanding of the algorithms and how to implement them, and you can use them for other discipline and other projects you may be involved, which are which may require the use of AI/ML techniques, right? So this is the this is the main difference from with our BTech AI to elsewhere. And another thing is that there are discipline electives where you choose around 5 elective courses from the discipline, and there are some 4 open electives also. If you carefully choose those 9 courses, you can specialize in any of these 3 afterwards, right? So that is up to the student to decide. So they can, if someone is want to do work on the ML theory, they can take courses accordingly. If they want to specialize in the systems level and the hardware level implementation of AI algorithms, they can take courses accordingly, or in the algorithm level, they can choose the courses accordingly. The advanced courses are structured in such a way that the firm basis, which is established through these mandatory courses, help them in doing that and is them during their field of study. So this is the flexibility aspect which we are bringing into the curriculum. Another thing is the in-depth training. So together, this kind of core courses along with the electives give you a breadth as well as the in-depth understanding and appreciation of different aspects of AI/ML, and we expect the students to become very competent on successful completion of this degree program. And I am very excited with this AI degree program, and I expect students also will be very motivated to join the new BTech in AI program, which is a futuristic program, and I wish all the best to the applicants. And now over to Anirban to share some stats about the graduation outcomes along with some other Q&A. Thank you.
Sir, yeah.
Anirban, you are on mute.
Before graduation outcomes, I'd like to give you a glimpse of the flexibility that IITGN gives you in terms of the academics. Number 1, and here are the different add-ons to your normal, your vanilla BTech. Number 1, you could do a dual major BTech, right? That whichever branch you are in, you can always opt for a major of your interest. If you are in mechanical, you could do a major in computer science. If you're in computer science, you could do a major in electrical. Dual major in electrical. You would have to do all the courses, all the compulsory courses that the corresponding discipline advises, and so you would have to adjust your time. You would have to adjust your time. It might take you up to a semester longer, etc. But this is something that is possible here. Number 2, you could do a BTech honors, right? And this is something that you do. This is something that you get when you do a minimum of 20 additional credits, right? In terms of the courses that are specified by the discipline, and including some projects. You could also do a BTech minor, right? Any engineer from any student from any discipline can do a minor in computer science, right? All it needs is that you would need to do 20 credits of computer science courses, 20 credits that are specified by the discipline. You would need to. Right. Similarly, being in computer science, you can also do a minor in mechanical engineering. For instance, if you're interested in AI for robotics, that might be something that's very useful. The next slide, please. Okay. And before going to the set of ask questions submitted to us, I'll just give a brief glimpse of the graduation outcomes. Number one is that here you can see a list of the companies who have come here for placement, who have successfully taken people, as well as who have taken internships. So the average salary of the CS 2023 batch was around 30 lakhs per annum, and 34 out of 35 students were placed, which leads to 97% placement. And here you can see that most of the major national and international companies have been knocking at our doors to get their sort of opportunities at recruiting you, right? And this includes companies like Nutanix, Swiggy, Navi, Deloitte, Amazon, and a bunch of other companies. This is a complete list of companies. You can have a look at it at your leisure. I'm not going to go over the list again. Again, the one of the important things, one of the broad things that I wanted to bring up was that the graduation outcomes have been very good, both in terms of the companies that people go to, as well as in terms of the academic placements, of the placements in various higher studies, which you're going to see in this upcoming slide. Oh, okay. These are the off-campus placements. Off-campus where people apply for the jobs themselves. I mean, not through our campus, our CDS, and get the jobs themselves. And these have included companies such as Google, DirectEye, Microsoft, Shaw, etc. And as I mentioned, that there's no doubt of students who are going for their higher studies, and they actually go to some of the very top universities across the world, to places like EPFL, Caltech, Purdue, University of Washington, and then the University of Alberta, UFG, which is one of the famous universities in Brazil, University of Waterloo, etc. Right. So wherever you see, you will not successful students of computer science, you're almost sure to find a representation of IIT Gandhinagar. Over to the next slide, please. So IIT Gandhinagar also has a very interesting sort of internship program. Students go for internships both in companies as well as in universities. Right here, you can see the list of companies that IIT Gandhinagar students have done internships in. Right, and again, as before, this includes a lot of the very big companies throughout the world. Next slide, please. So a lot of our alumni have gone off to higher studies in places like MIT, UC San Diego, ETH Zurich, Georgia Tech, Cornell, Brown, and many other famous places throughout the world. So IIT Gandhinagar students divide themselves more or less equally in terms of going for a master's as higher studies, or in going for a job. Slide, please. In terms of the computing infrastructure, we're very proud to be equipped with the supercomputer currently at 7400 CPU cores, the 52 terabyte of RAM, and close to 1 petabyte of storage space. Besides this, there are, of course, other HPC and data centers, and there are faculty-specific clusters that people have, GPU clusters that people have built up through their research grants. Next slide, please.
Yes, so here are some frequently asked questions about the disciplines of computer science and the program artificial intelligence. So, are these two BTech programs offered by two different departments?
Let me tackle this, then I can hand over the next question to Mayank. No, they are the two BTech programs are offered by computer science department, right? And these are they're just offered as two different BTechs. That's all. Let's go.
So, is branch change option open at IIT Gandhinagar, and is there any cap on this?
Ryan?
Yeah, so so this branch change option is of course available at IIT Gandhinagar, and then there are like significant number of branch changes that have happened in the past years. So like almost 50% of what is available was availed. That is how you can kind of think of, and that is, yes, completely available here. Yeah, thank you.
So since a lot of CSE students do AI ML side by side, what advantages does a degree specifically for AI offer?
Let me tackle this and I can hand it over to Shanmuga. So this is like saying that I want to apply for national games and I play tennis or I do swimming on the side versus I professionally train for it, right? It's really that difference. Right? If you, I mean, of course you can do a lot more. You can learn a lot more things. You can learn a lot of things to do AI/ML side by side. But what our program will help you do is get down to the core of AI/ML, right? Understand the basics, understand the fundamentals, and help you build new AI/ML algorithms. Not just take off-the-shelf algorithms and apply it on your data. Build new AI/ML algorithms. Shanmuga, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. So the what I can summarize is that we want to create leaders of AI/ML, or not just the implementers. Like we want thought leaders, and we want the students to hold some kind of high-level positions in industry and academia after doing this. So they get motivated towards that. So this is a unique program which is customized to serve all the purpose, and all aspects of AI/ML are covered, and through the core courses and electives, and they would be confident enough to apply for very top level jobs in the AI/ML, which may appear in future as well.
Yeah, so the next question is, are BTech plus MTech CSE placements with BTech students or MTech students?
So just to answer this, the placements all happen together, right? It is really up to the companies to say that whether they want only BTech or whether they want only MTech, or they're interested in a dual degree plus BTech or dual degree plus MTech, right? The placements all happen together.
So does Amazon Applied Scientist, Microsoft Data and Applied Scientist, and similar roles offered at IIT Gandhinagar CDSL?
Yes, Amazon and Microsoft, they have both come for placements here. That's definitely true. Now it's really up to you. It's really I stress that getting into a program does not finish your responsibilities. It's really up to you to hone yourself so that you can clear these tests, so that you can get appropriate appointments. These job positions are not easy, right? And it's your responsibility to utilize the 4 years that you have up here in order to sort of polish yourself to a degree that you can get this job. But yes, they do come here.
Yeah, and just let me add one more thing here. So the pattern of this placements has also changed over the last few years. So earlier there was more stress on going to this development job roles. Now there is a new pattern that is emerging where you want to go to this scientist role, right? So kind of a lot of new startups in AI have emerged in last 2-3 years. So a lot of new such companies are also IIT Gandhinagar, and we think that this growth is going to be even more higher than what we have seen in the last few years.
Yes, so will there be an honors option in BTech AI?
That's easy. Yes, there is an honors option in every BTech. Similarly, there is one in BTech.
So the last question is, I write AI programs anyway. What is the point of doing a BTech in AI?
Yeah, so maybe I can just give you the benefits of being part of this AI program. So the idea is that we have kind of created this program so that you learn the AI in a very robust way. Like, so you learn different aspects of AI together in a single course, right? We wanted it to be very intensive also. It's not just about covering the breadth. We also want to cover it in depth. So the courses are kind of created in such a way that you are going to have continuous evaluations, difficult and moderate kind of assignments, which ideally you don't see in the kind of the similar courses offered online. And then the problems that you're going to work as part of the assignments of these programs are going to have a very real world flavor, right? So you are going to work on very large real data sets, very large real kind of scenarios, and and it is very difficult. So sometimes it is kind of very difficult to even code for these kind of problems, right? So you have to wait for several days to even complete the program, right? So the idea is that it is not just about this program is going to give you the breadth, which is usually the part of these existing online courses, but also the depth, so that even if a new paradigm shift happens, you should be very comfortable in kind of adapting to those paradigm shifts.
One thing I want to add is about the significance, adding to what Mayank suggested, the project courses, which are going to be forming a part of your open electives and discipline electives as well, right? So the project courses are going to be the ones which are going to take you from applying the concepts you have learned, build your own systems, and get confidence in becoming expert in different aspects of AI/ML. And we have like variety of projects which are going on in IITGN, and also in some of the industries where we have association through internship or projects. So the students can take advantage of that and become like the exposure matters. So that's what I would say, like the exposure, the breadth and depth in the concepts, as well as the exposure through different types of project courses form a unique package in such a way that it would be the learning experience and the outcome would be far ahead of some online courses.
So just to elaborate on what Professor Shanmuga said, there is the option that we have of taking semester-long projects as a course, right? In any semester, you can take a semester-long project as a course. That's what Professor Shanmuga was referring to. There is no compulsory BTech project that you have to do, but in every semester you can do this, and hence sort of dive deep into whatever that faculty is working on.
And just one more thing which I want to add here is we are also hosting a lot of companies in our research park. So there are several project courses which we do in collaboration with those companies. So it is not just you are like taught to work in a lab kind of an environment, but you actually work in a real environment where we interact with the organizations, work on their real problems, and so on and so forth.
Yes, so thanks a lot, professors, for clearing the doubts some students may have. Also, now to share the student perspective, we have a program from final year CSE to share the students' perspective.
Hi everybody, I am Progyan from the final year computer science. It's my summer after my third year. I'm currently at Caltech. So one thing that IIT Gandhinagar does extremely well, and based on my discussions with a lot of people from a lot of different IITs has corroborated, is that we have this culture of undergrad excellence and undergrad research that is very different from every single other IIT out there. I've talked to people from IIT Kanpur, I've talked to people from Kharagpur, etc., etc. And as the professor said, we have project courses. These projects run across the semester. And I have friends who've done 4 project courses, 5 project courses. And there's this system that IIT Gandhinagar approach uses, where all of your professors are extremely accessible. You can talk to your professors when in doubt for advice. And I've personally done over 8 to 9 internships at different companies, at different universities. I've worked with Caltech, I've worked with University of Paris. And everywhere I've gone, and all of the people I've talked to, we've all noticed that something that everybody is surprised by is that just the amount of student-run experience and student-run projects that IIT Gandhinagar focuses on, it's absolutely incredible. And I don't think any university in all of India does it. Of course, we're very young, and with that comes the growing pains of having a small student population and not having a lot of your peers to work with. But in our case, I think that works to our benefit, because a small student population means that your professors in your classes can actually pay a lot more attention to you. There are, for example, in machine learning courses or AI courses in different IITs, different universities, you have 400, 500 students. It's not even a joke, students attending. In IITGN, for example, the most important machine learning course that I've done yet in my third year, that had only 13 to 14 students, and it was a graduate level course, and I learned so much throughout the course of it, primarily because the professor knew me personally. He could mentor me, I could go to his office and talk to him. Similarly, with other courses where I've seen 40 students taking the course only, and perhaps some of the best machine learning engineers that we have today, students that have interned at a number of different industrial places, worked with DRDO, ISRO. I've personally worked with a number of them. And one of my friends, who's perhaps the best person in machine learning in the undergrad sphere right now, he's a student of mechanical engineering who's doing his minors in computer science. And that's sort of the culture that we enforce at IIT Gandhinagar, where you sit down in a research lab with 3 to 4 beanbags and a whiteboard, and you try to think of so many things that it's perhaps impossible in any other place. So I think Aryan, who's the moderator of this discussion, will share our contact details with you, a number of the students, and you can actually reach out to us, and perhaps we could have a conversation about this. One more thing that I perhaps missed was that just the amount of control and opinions that the administration takes into account when it comes to not just computer science students, but all students across IITGN. I'm the technical secretary this year, so I manage all technical clubs, councils, etc. And there has been so many times when I've been just able to send a short email to a professor or a small idea that I mentioned during perhaps a small meeting, and it took just days for our professors to take that into account, move into a meeting, and perhaps actually make it a reality. I don't think that small amount of working with that little friction is available at any other place across India. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. In fact, it's probably set to increase in student freedom, student way of representation, etc. That's only going to increase as time goes on. So those were my opinions. Thank you so much.
Yes, so thank you, Progyan, for sharing your experience and what you felt here in IITGN. Also, to add up, I would like to say that in IIT Gandhinagar, the professors are very approachable, and the level of flexibility which you get in taking courses is too high. I was interested in machine learning at the end of my 3rd semester, and what I wanted was so I went to my faculty advisor, and he advised me that I can take up the machine learning course, which is usually not mandatory, but it is a discipline elective course. And usually my seniors took it in the 3rd year. But as I was interested, I took it in my 2nd year, and it has been really good for me. And and it has been very helpful for building my fundamentals in computer science and as well as machine learning in general. So thank you, Professor Anirban, Professor Mayank, Professor Shanmuga, and Progyan, of course, for taking out time and telling about IIT Gandhinagar and computer science and artificial intelligence here. I hope that this session must have been useful for whoever was considering IIT Gandhinagar and was interested in these fields. So